Hey everyone, happy Monday and welcome to our weekly Facebook time. Okay, we had a blooper in the last one, so I thought I would start over. Welcome to the Stamp with Ann community and welcome to my happy place, aka my stamp room. This is where you will find me majority of my days. I love spending time in here. I love listening to music. I'm actually listening to, I love listening to Series XM, and I'm listening to the top 1,000 country songs of all time. There is like a great mix of oldies and new, and I thought we were at close to the end, but we're only like 800, so I feel like it's gonna go on for a while. Anyways, as I said, I love coming in here, I love playing music, and I love just creating. It truly is my happy place, and it truly is what de-stresses me from the world, and life, and just sometimes I love that little escape and me time. So I hope that you have those moments too in your life. Maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's yoga, maybe it's exercise, maybe it's crafting, whatever it is. I hope you find it brings you joy and it rejuvenates your soul and recharges you. All right, I am going to find me here on Facebook. So if you are here, say hello, welcome. Today is Monday, August 4th. Can you believe that? It's August 4th. Cannot believe that. I don't even want to tell you what's going to happen in another month. We're just going to not even pretend that's happening. But if you're watching live, you're going to see that red live button. If you're joining me on the replay, shout out to my replay warriors. I hope you maybe have caught me over on my blog or you've caught me over on YouTube. So welcome. This video, I go live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then I go live on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and then I will upload those videos, and they will, like I said, will be on my YouTube channel and then on my blog. So they're usually up like the day after, so just so you know that. So they'll be loaded one day after. Oh my goodness, my puppy is like trying to like get a toy underneath the shelf. Okay. So I hope you had a great weekend. I'm just going to give a few minutes for Facebook to let know I've gone live. Hello, Caroline. Thanks for watching. I hope you've had a great weekend. I had a low-key weekend, but was very productive. I am on this cleaning and purging kick, and I had a goal of doing certain things before I went back to work. So picking a cupboard, cleaning it out, so I actually tackled the basement. Not that my basement is messy, but I rearranged the studio, which I'm so excited about. It actually offers more space. I love it. My mom and dad were out. My dad helped me hang some things in my studio. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm looking forward to classes and things like that upcoming. So if I haven't told you that, my name is Ann Granger. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in Southwest Ontario in a beautiful little town called Dorchester. So I'm excited to be with you. If you are local to the area, make sure you check out my Stamp with Ann page and make sure you sign up for my newsletters because you're going to be hearing about some upcoming classes soon. I got that new studio. I have to show it off, right? All right, so this week, we are showcasing a product that came from our online exclusives. And as I've told you in the past, online exclusives is just like thinking you're going to your favorite store and you want to buy a shirt, and they don't have your color, but they say, hey, go online, order it online, it'll ship to your door, and it has many options for colors and sizes. Perfect. You go home, you place that order, it ships to you. Kind of like online exclusives. Stampin' Up! Can't put everything in our catalog or it would be too big. So our catalog is more of the, I'm going to call them meat and potatoes. So like your stamps, your ink, your cardstock, your ribbon, your your tools you need, your paper trimmer, your scissors, and things like that. And our online exclusives, that's where they bring in new things that they can, did you see my daughter? She was like trying to get a toy for Timba. Anyways, her and Timba are famous in my video. Anyways, online exclusives is where Stampin' Up! Can bring in new product for the season, and then when the season's done, they can retire it or bring it onto last chance list. Okay, so this week I am showcasing the Scenic Adventure stamp set, and this is actually a bundle that I saw back way in March on stage in Raleigh, North Carolina. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. It is totally my daughter My youngest daughter loves to climb mountains and hike, and I think she's crazy, but sometimes when she FaceTimes me, the view is stunning. Maybe it should be a bucket list that I should climb a mountain with her one day. Not a high one, because I don't know if I could do that. But anyways, I'm going to show you this bundle. Tonight we're creating a scrapbook page from a sketch, and I actually have a tip and a technique to share with you. So if you're on my newsletter, you would have gotten a new email today regarding signing up for the holiday catalog, aka September to December. As a demonstrator, I get to order from that tomorrow, which is so overwhelming. And then watch for another email tomorrow listing some upcoming classes and things like that. So I'm super excited. So, excuse me, let's flip the camera and let's get started. Caroline, I know you're here, so you're going to tell me how the view looks once I flip my camera. I'm actually wearing my Iceland shirt. My daughter was in Iceland and it has mountains all over it. I thought I would wear it just to fit with the theme. All right, so as I said, tonight we are showcasing the beautiful Scenic Adventure stamp set. So if you are a person who likes to travel, hike mountains, chase waterfalls, take it all in, then you're definitely going to want to purchase this bundle. So it is a photo Palmer stamp set, which is meant for two-step stamping. You have trees, you have some mountains, you have like actually clouds and water and flowers and some really great sayings that you can use not just for like travel, like can't wait to see you again. You could send that to a friend. Let the journey begin. Could be a retirement card. Let the adventure begin. Could be another retirement card. Cheers to another birthday. Cheers to another year. You could use that in some different ways. You're amazing. You could use that anytime. And I love this one. Just breathe and take it slow. We could all use that right now. All right, so there's the stamp set. Here are the beautiful dies. So as you can see, there's 11 pieces in this die set. This cuts out your mountains. This cuts out your mountains. This is a tree line. This is like kind of like your grass line. Stars, water, trees, campfire. There's so much you can do. So as I said, I will be showcasing this all week on my blog and on my social media. So it's a great way for you to see if this is a set that you might like. Tonight we're going to be doing a scrapbook page. The rest of the week will be cards, and I have other samples to share with you during the card making sessions. All right. So when I sit down to create my projects, I always try to figure out, hey, I need like some paper to go with it. So I made one card and then I was like, oh, like maybe I could use some different paper. So I went with my favorite Country Woods Designer Series paper, which carried over. So excited. I love the patterns. It just remind me of very, very nautical, but at the same time, very earthy and woodsy and outdoorsy. So that's why I kind of went with it. So Country Woods carried over into our annual catalog. You can find it in our annual catalog or online. And the easiest way to use the online is just search in the search bar, Country Woods paper. It will come up. Great colors: basic beige, basic beige, basic gray, crumb cake, early espresso, gray granite, misty moonlight, pecan pie, petal pink, pool party, smoky slate, and wild wheat. I stacked more with the earthy tones, so that gray granite, the misty moonlight, pulled in a little bit of the early espresso. So I'm going to show you that throughout the week. So I'm excited to share with that. Okay, I started doing this last week, and I just thought, I know some of you really liked it. So here is the product of the week that we are featuring this week. I'm going to put it there for a few minutes so Facebook can catch up, but also that allows you to screenshot it or write down those numbers if you need it. So the Scenic Adventure, it is right there, and the number is there, and I believe it's, I think it's like 58 something, 58 and change, 58.50 maybe. And the Country Woods DSP is 17. So that is right there. So the easiest way, you can write that website down, or you can go to my blog, and I'll show you that, and click Shop Now. So there's that. So there's the blog name right there. Also, I've had some requests to go back, so I'm going back to offering a card class to go. So this is a great way for you to sample some product before you buy, or buy and then you get a card card making kit in the mail. So this week, I will be showcasing these 4 samples. 2 of them will be in Facebook Lives. The other 2 will just be samples. Spend $50 or more before shipping and taxes. And rewards are taking off from today, which is Monday, August 4th to the 10th. And I will send this free class kit in the mail as my way of saying thank you. And unfortunately, that is only available for us Canadians. As per Stampin' Up policy, I can't sell outside of my own country. So I'm excited. So there's a little sneak peek of the cards we are making this week. So excited. Okay, so let's dive in and show you what we're creating. So we are doing a scrapbook page tonight. When I am like watching TV or like taking a break and scrolling social media, if I see like a sketch I like, a card I like, a color combination, I save it to my camera roll. Then when I sit down to create, I can easily go find all those, and then it's creating. And I love creating from a sketch because in my spare time, I love doing puzzles. And puzzles to me is like you're just trying to find the missing pieces, like it's a mystery to solve. So I find sketches the same way. You're just using stamp paper and ink. So this is a sketch we are using tonight. So this actually, my photos I think are 4x6. So I'm gonna host a 4x6 photo. And then these ones down here, I'm doing like a 2x3. And I'll show you that as we get going. But first, we gotta build it. So just gonna keep this here, but I'll pull it back and forth so you can see it. We are using White Willow, which is our 2-tone cardstock. If you're not familiar with our 2-tone cardstock, let me just quickly show you. Stampin' Up came out with 2-tone cardstock back in May when our catalog was released. And we have 50, no, I forget how many colors we have, well over 50. But right here on page 77 of the annual catalog, and you can also find these online, are all the 2-tone colors you can get. So you can get them in individual packs. You get 12 sheets. And 2-tone is one side is light and one side is dark. It's hard to tell on the White Willow, but you can definitely see it in other colors. And it has that white core. So if you were to sand it or tear it or, you know, I don't know what else, emboss it and you sand, you would get that white core. So that's just where that is. We're going to be using those colors. That's how I use my scrapbook, is those 2 tones. Okay, so we have a white. I have a piece of that early espresso, not early espresso, that Country Wood Designer Series paper. And I'm going to put all these measurements up on my blog. So they're right, that's going to go there. I have this one. I love this pattern. I don't know what it is. It's like a robin's egg. It reminds me of like a plank that you might walk on. It's really, really pretty. So that is a great one too. And we're gonna put that down. I'm just gonna show you the pieces and we'll build in a few minutes. And I'll show you why. Okay, so we have, as I said, a 4x6, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo map. Now I'm gonna show you, this is the early espresso 2-tone cardstock. One side is dark, one side is light. This one reminds me of the old chocolate chip color that we used to have. Stampin' Up used to carry. I love that color. So it just shows you. You can see, like if I put this, like you can really see the difference of how dark and light it is. So it's kind of like you're getting not, say, 53 colors. You're getting 56 colors because you have a light and a dark shade. So that's that. So that is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. This one is, I believe it's 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, so it'll fit a 2x3 photo. And those you can print if you have like a software that prints and things like that. So, as I said, I'm not going to put this down quite yet, but I wanted to lay the pieces out just so you can see, and I'm going to show you why. So you can see we've got like this piece, which is my Country Woods. Then I have this piece, which is right here, and we're going to cut a little bit of banner in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a banner. I might leave it the way it is. I have my photo mats, and I have my photos here. So I could do like 3 photos and our journaling mat. I can do all photos, and then I can put some journaling along the side. So let me show you what we're going to do next. So I'm actually going to pull this off to the side, and I'm going to show you a little bit of technique tonight. Okay, we're going to create this, and you're probably thinking, well, Anne, we don't have a die big enough to cut that. You're right, we don't, but I do have a great way to show you how to do this. So this is a circle. We're going to create that blending, and I want to create that water look. So like it's like you're looking out of the horizon, you see the sky, and then you see your ocean. This color here is that new Secret Sea. Okay, Secret Sea, I told you, is one of my new top favorite colors. It's darker than black. No, it's darker than 90 Navy, but not as black as black. And I love it because it makes, when you stamp it, it looks black. But I love how, like, look, it looks like the water is rippling down. It's part of our 2025-2027 in colors. Here's a little breaking news. Starting tomorrow, which is August 5th, our 2025-2027 in colors are 15% off. So if this is a color you're looking for, you might want to wait till tomorrow and place that order. There will be a page that will show you all the in-color products that are on sale. Think reinkers, ink pads, blends, ribbon, designer series paper, and a whole bunch of other things. Like, the list goes on. I will be stocking up for sure. All right, that one is my favorite. So let me show you how I did this. So first of all, we're going to bring in a white willow again. And as I said to you, we don't have a circle die big enough to cut that, because you're right, we don't. So how did I do it? Well, a way back a long time ago, my friend Kitty and I were crafting, and I wanted a circle. So we went into my cupboard and pulled out a luncheon plate and used that as my template. So I just put the plate down, circled around it, and then I got this beautiful template. So we're going to use this. Now, let me grab my pencil, and we're lightly going to trace it. Right? Okay, so we have that, and we're going to cut that out. So now, I just keep this with my scrapbooking stuff because it's one that I can use again. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm just using our scissors, so whatever scissors you have, and I'm trying to like guide on my pencil marking, just so, and I'm really just trying to like let the scissors do the cutting but guide the paper as I turn it. Now, will it be a perfect circle? No, but it will do because we just don't have what we need. It'd be nice if we had a die cut that cut out this big of a circle. I'll tell you the size in a minute. Okay. So there's the circle. This is actually an 8-inch circle, which is perfect. Okay. I am going to bring in just an extra piece of paper. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of blending. So we're going to use our pool party, and we're going to use our blending brushes. This is a smaller blending brush. They come in 2 sizes, large and small, and you get 3 in a pack. You can like wash this and let it air dry, and then you could do a new color. I like to have ones that are for each color, and I will label it with my label maker so I know what I'm using. And then I just stick them in a jar on my shelf, because I'm a true believer, if you see things, if things are out for you to see, you will definitely use them more. Okay, so let's do a little bit of blending. So we are going to, I prefer the small blending brushes over the big. I just find like my hands, it sits better in my hands. So what I like to do is I like to grab it like this and use this finger and kind of hold it to help me blend. You're going to pick up your ink so you can see like I'm swirling it around. Now, I don't want to dab it, because if I dab it, I'm going to get this big blotch. I want to blend it and roll with it. So I'm just kind of coming on, and I'm going to roll it around. So just like this. So I need some more ink, so we're just gonna do that again. Swirl it, come over again. Okay, some more ink, swirl, and then maybe just start here in the middle. I don't want it to be, it's easier to go from light to dark than dark to light. Okay, so that's okay. You know, I have a bit of a blob here, but that's all right. We're just going to cover that. So we're just gonna keep going. Let's add a little bit more here. Okay, I'm happy with that. I really like how it looks like, you know, it's a little bit of clouds. So that is how you can create like a background technique with a blender and ink. It's like kind of like a background wash. We're going to bring in the Secret Seed, and we're going to bring in this stamp here, which is our water. And we are going to go like this. Okay, so what I did was I literally just, I'm gonna put this over here. I just kind of stamped a little bit below that horizon, and I just went across. And then I moved down and just kind of went like this. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to talk to you a few things. One is that starting tomorrow, as I said, there is an in-color sale. So any of the in-color products that are listed will be 15% off, which is a big, I'm just going to clean this so I don't get that. Big savings, especially if you want to stock up. My top 3 favorite colors are the Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, which I'm going to show you later this week, and Strawberry Slush. All right. The next thing I wanted to tell you about was Stampin' Up! Will be updating the last chance category. You're probably thinking, what the heck does that mean, Anne? You're right. What is that? The last chance category is what replaced the clearance racks. Remember back in the days, Stampin' Up! Would do like a clearance rack refresh, and they would list items for sale that they had was either discontinued or was retiring, or they were actually discontinued but would be on sale. They kind of do the same thing, but it's called last chance list. They're giving you the last chance to order those products before they're discontinued. That's how I think about it, right? They're giving you that last chance to order it before it discontinues. So tomorrow will be updated. So you're gonna wanna check that out. You're gonna wanna check out the last chance sale. And we're also dropping 3 new kits. So lots happening. Then, as a demonstrator, if you're a demonstrator watching, you also get to order from the new September to December mini catalog, plus the September online exclusives. Oh my gosh, which I cannot wait to show you. So much fun. So if any of that sounds like you're wanting to join, let me know. You can join my team and you can get a discount on all that stuff. Because whatever the sales price is, you get your discount on top of that. And I can tell you that my team, Stamp to Create Stampers, is majority of is happy stampers. I call them they're my stampers who join because A, they love the community, and B, they wanted a discount on their products. And I've had some that have been with me for a very, very long time. And most of them stay, it's because of the friendships. And just the community of hanging out with other women. Like, it's totally uplifting. All right, so let's build our project. So, I never measure, I just eyeball, okay? Now, I haven't decided if I want to cut that out as an arrow. You know what, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it just the way it is. And that's the neat thing about a sketch. You don't have to follow it right to the T. It's kind of like a guide. As I look out my window, I'm looking to the west, and oh my gosh, you should see the sun right now. Okay, we are going to, oh my gosh, I put that up too high. See, this is why you use tape. We're just gonna, I forgot to put my paper down. I need to put down this first before I do anything. So let's start that again. Okay, I am going to put this down. It's going to go about here. right there. So that's our thing. Now we can go ahead and put all this down, what I just showed you. And I'm actually just going to cover it just a little bit. So I'm kind of just coming down like this. Okay. Now we're going to put down our photo mat. So this is, but I'm actually just going to set this one here for a minute just because I have some other pieces to show and I don't want to have to like glue it down and then rip it back up. Okay, that one's going to sit there. And then we're going to put these down, which I know for sure I want to put this one down here. So let's put that here. And I know for sure I want this one in the middle. So we're going to put that one there. And then I know I want this one off to the side. So I'm going to put this one right here. So there. Okay, so there's our three things. Now, so I actually have this that I can use for another layout. If I decide to mimic this and do like a double page, I easily could showcase that on that page, right? So you can always save those. All right, I have done a little bit of stamping just to save some time and to share with you all these pieces. So let me bring in this die just to show you for a minute. All right, so this is the mountain. So when you cut that out, you get this, right? So the easiest way I can say is don't cut this in the middle of your page. Cut it towards the bottom of your cardstock because then you have that little bit of piece that will help you. This is our mountains. I have cut 2 of those in gray granite and I'll show you why. So there's 2 of those in gray granite. This, I love this one. So this cuts out your trees. Here is your trees. Like a tree line of trees, and that is done in Secret Sea. So this is that new Secret Sea color that I absolutely love. This is the cardstock, so I've cut out 2 of those. This, I think to you, is like the coastline, kind of like the grassy area by like the lake or the, you know, more like the lakes, right? So you're looking out, you see like that little bit of sand and grass, and then you have your water and things, so that, or your trees or whatever. I have cut 2 of those out and they are done in Pool Party. So my color combination is Gray Granite, Pool Party, and Secret Sea. So let me bring those pages in and I'm going to show you why. I know why I didn't want to put the circle down. Ah, my goodness. You might have to start on the other page. I know I didn't reason why I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave this like here because I think I can do this. Okay. I am going to put these mountains like this, and I wanted it to go like that so that I can trim off the edge. You know what? I'm just going to see if I can pull that out. I can. Okay, so let's just do a little reconfiguring here. It's going to stick to my page. All right, so these are my mountains, and I'm going to put those like that. I'm okay. I love it like that. So let's go ahead. Actually, no, let's just make sure I have it before I piece it together. All right, then we're going to bring in those trees. So the trees are going to go, I'm trying to cover up this seam. So I have this seam here. I really don't want to see that. So I'm just going to cover it up like this. And that's okay because I'm going to have a little bit hanging over. And then I'm going to trim it. And then I'm just going to try to overlap so that it goes like that. Okay, so I like that. And then we're going to bring in the next piece. See, now this is where I had to make sure. I think I was a little too high. So I'm just going to move this down a little bit. And it's just a little bit of playing until you get that, like that line that you really like. Okay, so I'm going to cover that. And then I'm going to cover, just kind of go like that. And then this should be, I just need to come a little bit lower. Okay. I feel like I'm going to just take, because I think if I go like this, just so I kind of know my placement, pretty will be good there. Okay. So there's our one mountain. Okay. Here is our second mountain. Okay, so you can see I'm a little closer to that line, which I absolutely want. Then we're going to come in and do our tree line. Oh, I have a little bit of adhesive on my trees. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying to you, I'm looking out the window and I can see the glow around the sun. It was very smoky here today and hazy, so it's really cool though. All right, so we are going to line that up there so you can just kind of see how the trees work. So now you can see we're starting to build. We've got that sky, we've got our mountains, we've got our tree line, and we're gonna come in and do this last little one here. And I'm actually gonna bring this one closer to this edge because I am gonna cover up some of that, I'm gonna cover some of that up with my photo mat. So I wanna make sure that I'm on this side and then come in here and actually pull this up a little bit. Okay, it's just a little bit of piecing. And I'm okay with that. Like you could put something there if you wanted, but it just shows you like the mountains. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to take it and we're going to trim it. Now we can piece together. So make sure you do this step before you hear anything because that is why you shouldn't do that. We have to pull up our paper. Only happens on videos. It's like a blooper. Okay, so as you can see, we have this beautiful like focal point of the mountains and the sky and the water. Okay, let's just look at this for a minute. Just close your eyes. Pretend you're like out west. You're climbing the mountains. You just came down and you found this beautiful spot just to sit, take some deep breaths, take in the scenery, listen to the sound of nature. Ah, doesn't that just relax you? Totally relax me. All right, let's bring this back in. They say the best thing from medicine-wise is to go out in nature. Walking out in nature, hiking, all that is good. Okay, so we're going to put that in right there. And I'm actually going to put a little glue dot just to hold that down. As I said, I will definitely be using this one for one of my daughter's hikes. I'll have to ask her which one was her favorite and then we'll figure out that. Okay, so there's that. Now, see why I didn't care about so much having that over because I am going to cover that up. You can totally, you could put like another picture there. You could do whatever you want, you know, if you wanted to hide it or whatever. Okay, so here is our 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mat. Just want to make sure I'm in the, okay, so that will hold your 4 by 6 photo. So you can do your 4 by 6 photo and then some journaling here. Just gonna put this down a little bit. Right, so you can have a 4 by 6 photo, 3 2 by 3s, or you could have a 4 by 6 photo, 2 3 by 3, 2 2 by 3s, and then a journaling. However you want. Okay, so, well, I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, you know what? I might put a tree there. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I wanted to carry the theme of these papers. So we're gonna come up here and we're gonna put 2 of these, and I just kind of did them on the angle. So, and then I've already stamped, but let's just make sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this one down. And I'm gonna show you what I did. Actually, I'm gonna put that on just like that. We're gonna do some stamping, so let me grab some paper. I kind of like just offsetting this one a little bit. I just wanted it to look like 2 little things. Now, as I said, I could totally make this a double page. So right now this is a single page. I could totally make it a double. We could flip it. It would be perfect. And I would just mirror what I did on this side, right? So remember like when you were in school, going back old days, you have that little red symmetry mirror you would put here and then you would like trace what you would do. I would just literally take this and flip it, Okay, so there's that. So I have used the stylish shape dies, and I've already stamped, because sometimes, like, so yesterday when I was creating this layout, I was like literally like laying down the pieces. I just stamped Just Breathe and Take It Slow, which did come from the stamp set. So I used the stylish shape dies, which you follow me, you know that's one of my favorite dies, and I just stamped in Secret C. And we're just going to lay that down, but we are going to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm just gonna kind of put that right there. So, oops, I actually wanted it like up against my page. So right here. Just kind of, you know what? Just gonna leave it like that. Okay, so one thing about tape, right? Tape runners you can hear. Okay, so we have that. Now, I want to cover this little piece up. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So, let me get a piece of paper. And we are going to... Actually, let's see what it looks like. We're going to stamp and then die cut. I'm not sure. And we'll see what that looks like. If not, we'll just die cut. We're going to try a few options here. Okay, so I am going to bring in our little tree, and we are going to stamp it in Secret C. Just like this. Look at that color, isn't that pretty? Now, there are stamps dies to go with this. I'm not just going to check something, because I have a feeling it, yeah, okay, let's try it. We're gonna try, right? We're gonna try. So I'm bringing in the mini Stampin' Cut. This is the baby box, okay? The mini. And we're just going to put that down. Now what do I do with the die? Hello, where'd the die go? Oh, there we go. Whew. Okay, we're gonna put that over top. And we're gonna use this little post-it tape to hold it in place. We're going to see what this looks like. If we don't like the look of this, then we're going to use the, I don't know. Let me see. Do I like that? No, I think I'm going to go, we're going to save that. I think I'm going to go with a tree. Just give me a minute. It's fine. And I'll show you why in a minute. Oh, finding a piece of Secret C. So here's the Secret C cardstock. Okay, I'm going to show you why. So, let's just put this down here and cut it. Sometimes I just drop them. Nope, not going to work. Okay, so let me just move this out of my way. I would love to know if you're watching me live or on the replay, is this a set that you've seen before? And if not, is it something that you might add to your stamp room collection, aka stash? That's what we like to call it. Okay, so you can see here 2 reasons. When you stamp it in white, in the Secret C on white, with a white, and you trim it, you have that little bit of, now I guess we could trim it, or you could stamp it and fussy cut it, or you can just create one that looks like that. So I think I'm going to go with the one that looks like that for now. And I'm just going to come tuck this in right there. So it kind of covers up the tree. And you know what? Sometimes in the middle of the things we have little trees that just grow by themselves. So, and you know what? I'm actually just going to put it right down to the tree line. So we are going to use a glue dot. And I'm just doing that to cover up that seam. I mean, you could probably put a picture there, but I feel like it's such a focal point that you really don't want to trim it up. All right. Maybe we should do a couple more. 2 smaller ones. What do you think? It does look kind of odd, just one by itself. Okay, let's cut a couple more. Let's just see what that looks like. I have a fly. Something flying around my head and it's driving me a little bunkies. Okay, so let's just cut 2 more quickly because the other ones are kind of big. So there is 3 different sizes of trees. And this set, like, you know, obviously when you see this set, you think travel, like your mind goes to travel. Like I think of all my, you know, like friends who love hiking mountains and things like that. But you can also use this for like masculine cards. Could be for like retirement cards, congratulations cards. There's a few different ways you could use this product. Think like for a person who loves nature. Oh, I miscut my tree, but let's just see. Maybe I can. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of. Okay, so let's bring that back in. And where'd my other tree go? And I'm going to just trim it. And let's just see. I'm just going to trim a little bit off of it here so we can have a little lower tree. That looks good. As I said, when I saw this when I was at Onstage, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this set because it's just. I sent a picture of the card I made to my daughter, and she was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So let's just ease up a little. Yeah, okay. This one down. All right. There. Now it looks nice. Should always clump things in 3s. Okay, so there is our page tonight showcasing the Scenic Nature Bundle, which I said is a brand new one that was just released back in, I want to think it came out in March. No, that's not right. But May on My Night Exclusives. It was released in May, so you will find this online. Like I said, just head to our online store, type in, honestly, I type in stuff by the search. It's so much easier. And type in Scenic Adventure, and you will find this beautiful stamp set. So it's right here if you're scrolling by and just see me. So Scenic Adventure, great bundle if you love to travel, if you love the nature, anything like that. It's really truly one. This will be a keeper. I won't get rid of this one. Okay, so let me just pull in our sketch to see how we did. I remember I said to you, a sketch is just like the beginning. It's just the like start of your project. You can veer off. You don't have to follow it to a T. Okay, so we have this kind of element up here. I did the, I put a little pop-up down, glue dot down there. I did the little banners, and I created that little one right there for us. Right there. Oh, okay, and then I saw this like circle, so I did a circle here. Now I chose not to put a title because I wanted that Just Breathe, Take It Slow one saying. I really liked that. So you could, if you wanted to use this, like you could journal, and then I brought in that photo, so I will put a 4x6 photo here. I brought in those pieces down here, and then I brought in my 2x3 photos, so you can see it's just a little bit of like thing. Now, when I add to this, I probably, and I showed you last week, let me just grab them again. I showed you this last week. These are a Just a Note bundle dot and dies, and it comes with the Just a Note stamp set. I probably would use this little tab here and maybe put like a little white piece here that says like the month. I might do one down here that's like a travel verse or like a travel stamp. I have some like oldies but goodies stamp, like oldies stamps that I have used in the past with travel. So I definitely will like add to it. You could stamp some birds in there. You could stamp some clouds if you wanted. I can show you what that would look like just so you can see. So if we brought in that other one I did, here's that. Let me show you the cloud stamp because it's pretty cool. And I would stamp that in gray granite. So let me just show you gray granite. You could do a pool party too, I guess, but let's just do gray granite. Like I said, this is just So like if you didn't want to build like that, you know, you could add some clouds. I really like the clouds. They definitely look realistic. Maybe you want just kind of like that. So there's your clouds. Like you could totally add that. You could use the birds. We have a really neat sailing one. You could use the birds and put your birds in around. So there's a lot you could do with this. I just thought it's kind of cool. It's just a different way of looking, right? And you can totally put your mountains and things like that. I'm actually going to show you a card where I've done the clouds and built up the mountains and things like that. So yeah, just there's many options, right? You can just let your brain figure, like go, it's about the creating. It's about the fun. And it's about just making some time for you. So craft room and me time. That's what it's all about. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you liked our scrapbook page. I cannot wait, as I said. I will, when I chat with my daughter and she has a few moments, I'm going to figure out which one was her favorite photos. I would love to put like a little canoe. Actually, I have this one picture where she's canoeing. That would be fun, right? Just different ways. Maybe you could put a boat in there. We have a boat die or stamp, but that would be fun too. You can even put a picture there. Like if you wanted to put a picture here, you could totally put a picture. Like it's limited to what, like honestly, the possibilities are endless. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I would love to know what you think of our scrapbook layout. I truly love scrapbooking. I finally went and got printer paper. So kind of like when I get my stuff done for my business, which is usually the first few couple days in the week, then I have more time to play and create my own pages and print my photos. So that is my job this week, to start printing photos and putting them on my scrapbook page. But I'm excited. So as I said, this video will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow, and it will be up on my blog probably either in the morning or mid-afternoon. And I just want to say thanks for joining me tonight. Set your alarms. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and I will be showing you how to make a card with this gorgeous stamp set. That way you can see how you can use it for card making and scrapbooking. And I'm sure there's other ways you can use it too, like 3D projects and more. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe. Stay cool if you're where you are, and maybe set yourself a time to go into your craft room and create this week. That would be like a real bonus. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.